Listen to me, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. Hold on for a minute, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Shout out. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Oh my God. This is crazy. It's a little bit of drama going on. Shout out to everybody. Your boy is back. I do want to say this before I get started with all of this. Shout out to Arsenal. Shout out to Vixen. I do want to say that again. They got a battle that's going to be happening that's coming up. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's going to be going down on Gates of the Garden. So y'all stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. So y'all know what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. 2025. I know, get mad, everybody, get mad. Bad News told everything he did, get mad. 100% accuracy. Officer T Ward knows. He told everything. Wait a minute. Cheese in the chat, please. Cheese up in this chat. Gorgonzola. Mozzarella. Everything. Clone owes knowledge of foot. I do want to put that out there, but shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? We may end up skipping a little bit of the intro today. You know what I mean? I've been live a few times. I don't know if the notifications is going out. I think YouTube only gives you 3. I was trying to do some politic blogs. There's big money in that, but I had to stop that notification and come back there. So the notifications might not be out yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a while before this video starts getting a little bit of views. Shout out to everybody. Now I do want to say this, right? At first, I did a blog like today, right? And I talked about the John the Don, the whole issue that was going on. John hit me up and he wanted to make a clarification. You know what I mean? He said that he does have distribution rights to the battles. You know what I'm saying? Is what he's saying. But when I was on the phone with him, I said like multiple different times, bro. Like if you don't have the distribution rights, like why didn't you just say that? I've said that, John. I said that at least 5 times when I was on the phone with you. You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's, you know, I don't know if you were just saying that because you know, maybe I don't know, bro. But it sounded like to me like you didn't have distribution rights to the battles. You know what I mean? But he's saying that he does have distribution rights. I don't know if he was chiefing something last night. I don't know what it is, John. But shout out to you. You know what I mean? But it's not what it sounded like when I was on the phone with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You was making it sound like you didn't have distribution rights. You didn't have really much control of what was going on. And even on Hip Hop Is Real, you was talking, you know what I mean? And it sounded like, you know, you were saying that you didn't really have control of like what a lot of things was. And you told me on the phone that you were an organizer, you know what I mean? So you weren't like really like into a lot of different things. So I don't know, you know what I mean? But he did want to clarify saying that, and I'm putting out what he said. He's saying that he does have distribution rights. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, I want to say this. One of the things that I did not say, because I think it was when I was talking to John, he said, you know, I asked him like, yo, is this off the record? You know what I mean? And he was just like off the record. And he started talking about, you know, a cease and desist. You know what I mean? Unless I'm getting this one mixed up. But if it was off the record or on the record, I thought it was off the record. And when he started talking about, he sent them cease and desist out, you know, to try to stop the Cassidy battle. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I was talking to him. I'm just like, man, like I think they still gonna do the battle. They got the face-off happening Friday. You know what I mean? I think they're still going to do the battle. You know, and he's saying that Cassidy can't battle anybody until he finishes like his obligation with trying to battle him. You know, but I don't understand that because John said, you know what I mean? From what I'm hearing in the background, I don't know. You know what I mean? I do want to say this. What I'm hearing is that people wanted to pick up the Cassidy versus John battle. Well, he's not really interested in doing it. I don't know. I will say that's a rumor. you know. But as far as Cassidy, I don't know. I would have to ask him if anybody has hit him up about redoing this battle. But it seems like he not really interested in doing the battle. You know what I mean? So, but John is wanting to stop this battle, Eazy the Block Captain versus Cassidy. You know, so he sent, I guess, Cassidy a cease and desist, and then he sent TBL a cease and desist. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he told me. And I was kind of trying to wait for him to say like whatever. But I guess he sent Eazy the Block a cease and desist. John, like chill, bruh. You know what I mean? Eazy the Block Captain sees all of this. I don't know. Eazy said, because John was saying like, yo, they can't market, they can't promote this, they can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a cease and desist. And me knowing how Eazy is, you know what I'm saying, how things are kind of looking, you know, I would think they would, you know, they would still do the battle. But Eazy sees all of this, and Eazy says, I haven't said anything because it's not my business, but John sent a cease and desist to stop the Cassidy battle. I guess he ain't heard about the Hitman battle. He should worry about Court Monday, good brother. Oh! Eazy! You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eazy. Eazy is responding to all of this, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he's saying. So, you know, from what it sounds like, Eazy may still do the battle. I want him to do the battle. You know what I mean? I want to see this battle, you know, and I don't think that would be fair to Eazy, right? Because you and Eazy don't seem publicly to have too much of a bad rapport. You know what I mean? So this would, I know you mad at Cassidy because of whatever situation happened. I think you got like court coming up, right? And I guess it's Monday. You know, you kind of upset about Cassidy with a lot of things because you feel like a lot of things was contingent on Cassidy battling. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but Eazy is like in the middle of that, right? Like, why not like talk to Eazy, be like, yo, I don't really like what Cassidy's doing. I was going to send a cease and desist, you know what I mean? Whatever, we going to let this one rock. But I don't know. Or just not do anything at all. Just take, if Cassidy is who you really mad at, you know what I mean? Figure out whatever situation is going to go on with him. You know what I mean? But now you could be like ruining potential battle deals or whatever that you can have with TBL by trying to stop this battle. You know what I mean? And I was kind of wondering why there wasn't much marketing and promotion going on with this battle, but I would think they would try to wait until the face off and then kind of try to roll it out. You know what I mean? But John, if you trying to do a cease and desist, yo, John said, yo, did he send a cease and desist through text message? This is what I want to know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Shout out to John the Don. I don't know. I'm not trying to get one of them text messages up in here. You know? John, you know, but trying to stop this Cassidy battle is insane, gang. And you got to think about this too, John. Right now, I'm just one blogger, I'm one out of many. I'm telling you what I'm seeing, right? The culture may be looking at you as doing bad business. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people like kind of coming at you for doing bad business from what it looks like. You know, so this is kind of what it looks like. The whole in-game situation and everything. You do the interview, I feel like kind of backfires, right? Now, the culture doesn't really have like many big battles going on. The Eazy the Block Captain versus New Jersey Twerk battle didn't happen. You know, I feel like that was kind of a, you know, Twerk backed out of the battle, whatever. So that battle didn't happen. Now you got Cassidy versus Eazy, which is something that can give battle rap some kind of energy, right? And this can kind of take away a little bit of, you know what I mean, the stress was going on with you. And because if the battle happens, people are going to be talking about that battle. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna be really worried about like what is going on with John, at least not when the battle is happening, when the face-off is dropping, when all this is going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, now you're trying to stop this battle, and you got Eazy, he's coming out and saying something, like the thing that you don't want, John, a person like Eazy to block out, you do not want him like going on his channel and talking about this. You know what I mean? And then now the fans are knowing that you're trying to stop the battle. And TBL, which is, in, you know what I mean? They're putting a lot of money in Balor's pockets. They're being threatened. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. I mean, you told me. I mean, thug life. You know what I mean? Like, you trying to, like, send them a cease and desist to stop the battle. Like, bruh. But, you know what I mean? On the flip side of it, if it's in a contract and he can do that, it would be him enforcing the contract. You know what I mean? So it's like two sides to really look at it. But Eazy, I don't know, man. This is crazy. Come on, John. I want to see this. What you doing? They could be, you know what I mean? If it's a contractual issue, does he have stand? Now, did John send this through a lawyer, or did he chat GPT what he can do and sent them a cease and desist on his own? You know what I mean? On his own accord, or did that come through a law firm? Or did he just send the same cease and desist he sent to, you know what I mean, like fax or whatever? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But this is crazy, John. I think he's doing an interview. You know what I mean? So we'll end up hearing a little bit more about it. I don't know. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But now we got a little bit more information. Maybe this, whoever's interviewing him when this drops or before it drops, maybe y'all can like incorporate this and ask about this. And maybe he can bring a little bit more clarity to what's going on. You know what I mean? But John, come on, John. Man, we want to see this battle, gang. Don't stop this one, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that, man. Like, it ain't really worth doing all that, John, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's the news for the day. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Do y'all feel like John should be able to stop the battle, or do you feel like he should not be able to stop the battle? I'm looking at some comments. Somebody said if Eazy has 3 cancels in a row, that man is cursed. You got to think, Head Ice canceled, New Jersey Twerk canceled, and then John's trying to stop his momentum or his battle with Cassidy. Yo, this is crazy, John, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, man. John, are you like the villain? Are you like the new villain? You just like, I'm about to be a villain, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the deal? This is insane. And then another thing too, right? Which I don't get, is because if the investors, which are the ones that put up a lot of money, right? And John said he put up money too and he had a loss. You know what I mean? But how much, what did they really put up? Did they put up under 11,000 and you had to like come out of pocket and all the rest and you just mad and you want to, you know what I'm saying, make Cassidy suffer because of that? You know what I mean? Like, or what is the deal? Like, what? John is crashing out, man. Shout out to John, man. Or could you talk to TBL and be like, look, like I have him under a contract. You know what I'm saying? And in this contract, this is what's supposed to be happening or he can't battle. You know what I'm saying? Give me some money, TBL. I mean, is there another way you can do it besides just trying to stop the battle, bruh? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bruh. Somebody said, how you getting all this money and not renew the LLC? He said the LLC was renewed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. He said recently it was renewed. But I got a message, right? And this is from somebody I used to work with, John. Hold on. Let me see what this message says. Somebody said, I just found... Hold on. Will said they let the LLC dissolve to do everything under Shrug Life, but none of this is under Shrug Life. Chris Petty said this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He said, Will said they let the LLC dissolve to do everything under Shrug Life, but none of this is under Shrug Life. So I don't know. Y'all take that for what y'all will. Shout out to John. John, don't crash out. Don't, come on, man. It ain't worth it, gang. Let this battle happen, man. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm surprised 351 people in here. I already used all the notifications. But shout out to y'all. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Eazy, go live. Go live, Eazy. Go crazy. Let us know what you think. Cassidy. Hip-hop is real. Be fair. Now, interview Cassidy. Let us hear what Cassidy has to say. I might have to start interviewing people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if y'all really want me to start interviewing people, I might have to. You know what I mean? I don't know. Shout out. You know what I mean? I want to hear what Cassidy's got to say about this. Not on the phone. I want to hear him talk about this publicly. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. Comment, rate, subscribe. TBL! What y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? He's sending cease and desist out. Y'all gonna stop the battle. Y'all not gonna promote it. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Let me go to TBL, all right? Because he said if they promote anything about Cassidy, hold on, takeover battle league, then they're in trouble. Let's see if they're promoting after the cease and desist. They haven't promoted after the cease and desist. The last thing they posted on TBL, I mean, I don't know when he sent the cease and desist, because when I talked to him, it kind of sounded like a lot of stuff was recent. So the last time I seen TBL post was on November 2nd. We are in November 6th right now. So yeah, they haven't posted anything since November 2nd. So I'm wondering, are they gonna adhere to the cease and desist or not? Like, what would be a telltale sign is Friday when the face-off goes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said he sent it via text. Yeah, he did. He sent I don't know how he sent TBL and you know what I mean, Eazy and all these, and Cassidy, all these people, cease and desist, but he did send one out, you know what I mean, through text message. He's text desisting in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. But they haven't really promoted anything. So that's making me wonder, are they adhering to the cease and desist? I don't know. League Wars. What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Come rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace. Man, this is crazy. Be looking out. John's probably going to have an interview coming out. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't know. John, I do want to say this again. You know, he did tell me that he has distribution rights. But ain't what he said we was. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Shout out to everybody. I'm out, y'all. Peace.